All right, we will now call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cons?
Here.
Mrs. Shandy?
Here.
Mr. Wilburn?
Here.
Mrs. Yanez?
Here.
Mr. Salt?
Here. The Pledge of Allegiance this evening will be led by Ms. Yanez. At this time, let the record show that the public hearing on the 24-25 proposed budget is now open. Superintendent Haber.
Yes, would Deputy Becky Allen please be available for the public hearing? In compliance with state statute, a proposed budget for 23-24 was presented to the Board of Education on May 9th, 2024. The proposed budget was made available for inspection on the district's website and in person at the EAC starting on May 10th, 2024. Legal notices of the proposed budget were published in several local newspapers. The 24-25 proposed budget will be considered for adoption at tonight's meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Mr. Belcher, do we have anyone signed up to speak to the board this evening regarding the proposed fiscal year 2024-2025 budget?
We do not.
All right, thank you. That concludes the public hearing portion of our agenda. There is a budget discussion later in the meeting at which board members may comment about the proposed budget. Next is the approval of the agenda. Ms. Matson-Bonet, were there any updates to the agenda?
There were updates to the agenda and the board was notified of these.
Members of the board, are there any items you wish to move from the consent agenda? Are there any discussion items to be added to the agenda? May we have a motion to approve the agenda with this change? May we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cons?
Aye.
Mrs. Shandy?
Aye.
Mr. Wilburn?
Aye.
Mrs. Yanez?
Aye.
Mr. Salt?
Aye. Tonight's board quote comes from Ms. Yanez.
Sorry, my microphone's acting weird again. We are going through a basement renovation, and during that renovation, I have been going through my children's books, and I came across this quote in the Book of Virtues. It says, it was in a McGuffey's Primer, which was one of those early readers from the 19th and 20th centuries. And it says, work while you work, play while you play. One thing each time, that is the way. All that you do, do with your might. Things done by halves are not done right. And I saw the word play, and it was my hope, my heart's wish for everybody, especially teachers in this district, to get in some play this summer.
Thank you, Ms. Yanez. Does anyone have anything to share for board comments tonight? All right, next up are superintendent comments.
Yes, we have so many great celebrations. We're doing that. Oh, sorry. Getting waved down over there.
Mr.
We have
Smart.
some amazing administrative representatives to share with you some proposed new administrators for our district, which is really exciting.
You hear me? Okay, good evening. I can't even hear myself. All right, great. So, I like to make these fun, right? So in honor of next weekend, which is Father's Day, I thought it'd be great to share a few dad jokes with you tonight as we introduce some folks. I know Aaron loves these, so Mr. Salt. So the first one is, what do you get when you put a duck in a cement mixer? Quacks in the pavement. Okay, so I know. Hey, they get better. Don't worry, they get better. All right, so tonight I'm pleased to introduce Dan Carriger, who is being recommended as the Discovery Canyon Campus Middle School Assistant Principal. Dan is joined this evening by his soon-to-be fiance. Hopefully I didn't give anything away. Megan Mears. If I did, I'm sorry. Dan holds a Bachelor's of Arts in Mathematics from Castleton University in Vermont and a Master's of Arts in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, and a Master's in Business Management from Colorado Technical University, Colorado Springs. Dan began his educational career in Fountain, Fort Carson. He was a math teacher, high school math teacher, and also summer school institute principal. He also worked in D11 as assistant principal, and he currently served as the principal at Sabin Middle School in District 11. We're pleased to recommend Dan to you tonight for the position of Discovery Canyon Campus Middle School Assistant Principal. Dan, anything you'd like to say?
Board and superintendent, I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. I do come with lots of experience and a huge passion for this work, so I'm really excited to bring my experiences, my knowledge, and work with Veronica and her team to make some magic happen. So thank you all sincerely from the bottom of my heart for this opportunity. I look forward to future with D20 and finishing out my career here with you guys. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, next joke, here we go. What country's capital is growing the fastest? Ireland. Every day it's Dublin. That was good. Yeah, okay. So I'm pleased to, I'm pleased to introduce Tim Hill, who, as I go through this, you'll see used to work in D20. So he's being recommended as the Liberty High School Assistant Principal. Tim holds a Bachelor's of Arts in PE and from the University of Northern Iowa, Master's of Arts in Education from Iowa State University, but he roots for the Hawkeyes. So he's a little conflicted, but it's okay. He began his educational career in Norwalk High School in Iowa as a PE teacher and also a SPED teacher. Then went to Douglas County School District as a high school teacher and administrative dean and an activities director. Then came to D20 and worked at Air Academy High School as an assistant principal. Then transitioned to District 49 as assistant principal and athletic director, and also worked in Fountain Fort Carson as an assistant principal and Jeffco as an assistant director for special education. And then he thought, maybe I'll retire. And then he didn't. So then he decided to go and work as a teacher and a coach at Rock Canyon High School for Douglas County. So we are pleased to recommend Tim tonight for the position of Liberty High School Assistant Principal. Tim, anything you'd like to say?
Superintendent Haber and members of the school board, greatly appreciate this opportunity to return to D20. As was mentioned, kind of took some of my speech away, but Air Academy High School is where I started. Had the privilege of working with Dan Olson there, and he's still doing a great job there. And my daughter's graduated at Air Academy. And now I have the opportunity and very excited to work at Liberty High School and work with Principal Matt Sisson and his outstanding admin team. So I'm just very excited to get back. And when someone thinks the grass might be greener outside of education on the other side, have them come talk to me. It's education is a great place, and I missed it greatly after about a month or two. I missed it. So I'm just glad to be back. Thank you.
All right, last one. This one's a thinker here. So what do you get when you cross a rhetorical question with a dad joke? Exactly. Yes, you got it. I know. Lauren got it. All right. So I'm pleased tonight to introduce Glenn Hawthorne, who is being recommended as assistant principal at Pine Creek High School. Glenn is joined this evening by his wife, Nicole. Glenn holds a Bachelor's of Arts in Secondary Education from Adams State College and a Master's of Arts in Education Administration from Argosy University in Denver, right? Glenn began his educational career in Canyon City High School as an English teacher, then transitioned to District 49 as a middle school English teacher, and then Canyon City High School as an English teacher, back to Canyon City, and then to D11 at a high school English teacher and department chair, and then to Sabin Middle School as an assistant principal. He currently serves as the assistant principal at Jenkins Middle School. We're pleased to recommend Glenn to you tonight for the position of assistant principal at Pine Creek High School. Glenn, anything you'd like to say?
I'm not much of a funny guy, but I do have a dad joke too. I never take the stairs, and you shouldn't either because they're always up to something. Board of Education, Superintendent Haber, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be in District 20. I came looking to find my passion in education, and I believe I found it. Everyone at Pine Creek has been so welcoming, and I am honored to serve the Pine Creek community. Thank you.
I didn't even tell him to do that. That was great. That was awesome. I just want to say one other thing. On Tuesday night, we hosted an event here at D20. I don't know if you saw about it in the paper. It was an alternative licensure program info night. And I just want to thank my team, the HR department, who put that on. They came to me and said, hey, we got this idea, kind of short notice, so we think it might be great. We put it on, we hosted it, we got a hold of CDE, also Teach Colorado, and they joined us along with some other universities and other districts, and we had about 60 folks come here. And so the alternative licensure program is for somebody who has a bachelor's or is obtaining a bachelor's, but didn't go through the traditional route to become a teacher. And we had a lot of folks very interested in the opportunity to do that. So I just want to thank my team for all the hard work they did, and it was a great turnout. So thank you, guys.
Thank you and welcome everyone. We'll take a break in a few minutes. We're going to do the superintendent update and then we'll come shake hands and congratulate you and we'll be official and stuff. So Superintendent Haber.
So we have just had a fantastic year and unfortunately my voice may or may not stay intact for the whole time for my superintendent update, but we're going to start with our District 20 award winners. And to save my voice for a little bit later in the update, I've asked President Salt to announce each of the award winners, and then we'll invite the principal and the awardee to come up to the podium if they want to share a little bit about themselves and the award they received. So, Mr. Salt.
Thank you. Bear with me because I did not rehearse this part. I have not looked at the script before, so. This year, more than 50 nomination packets were submitted for the district level annual awards. Amid the nomination packets, recommendation letters, and educational philosophies, applicants and stories of educators and support staff who share a deep passion for our students, their well-being, and journey to academic excellence. Selecting 10 individuals to represent this year's award winners was no easy task, but through a blind voting process, the 2023-24 annual award winners exemplify teachers, volunteers, and others who shine their brightest while making an impact on students. Do we do a drum roll? The first one is the Thomas S. Crawford Team Award goes to Biomedical Sciences Team with Mitch Burke, Dana Melfield, Kevin Heisey, Discovery Canyon Campus High School. The Biomedical Sciences team at Discovery Canyon Campus High School does more than provide exceptional academic support. Their remarkable interpersonal skills, empathy, and genuine commitment to supporting their peers have proven their dedication to excellence and innovation in education. Their nominator, DCCHS Assistant Principal Michael Carpenter, said, "Their unwavering dedication to excellence, emphasis on relationships, and commitment to providing a quality education sets them apart as exceptional educators and mentors. I am confident that their impact will continue to inspire and empower students and colleagues for years to come." The team shared in their classrooms, collaboration is not just a concept, it's a way of life. So do you guys?
Yeah, if you'd like to come to the podium, please, so we can recognize you, and Mr. Matt Mitchell, if you want to come up too and talk about the team a little bit, and anything that the team would like to share would be awesome. I know every time I go to Discovery Canyon, I'm like, can I see the table? Will you show it to me? So I just really appreciate all the effort you guys put into writing the grant. And I hear that you guys put in for another grant to get a second table that's mobile so that more of our kids can take an opportunity, which is just a tribute to your dedication to excellence. So if you want to talk just a little bit about your program, and then Matt, if you have something you want to share.
Absolutely. Tonight, the biggest thing, we as a group, we just wanted to say thank you. We really appreciate the recognition for the hard work that we put in. But we also wanted to say the extra time, the extra work, the extra effort, it's not for recognition, it's not for awards. We do what we do because we believe it's what's best for kids. We do have people we would like to thank. Jim Bailey, who got us started as our principal 12 years ago, Dr. Mark Wallstrom, who helped elevate our program when he started the IBCP program, our current supervisor, Michael Carpenter. And then we've got outstanding support from the district as well. And we'd like to thank Kendra Tate and Jamin Paraso for all the support that they give us. It's been a wonderful program. I tell people all the time, I wish that this program had existed when I was in high school, although I'm not sure it would have led me to teaching. But I tell the kids all the time, it's like getting paid to go to Disneyland. Absolutely love what I do.
That's awesome.
We are incredibly impressed with this group. They give our kids new opportunities every day. They're a true professional learning community. They have gone vertical and they collaborate. They work very well with our IB program and get the kids a lot of opportunities. And our students now are better because of their hard work. They are the demonstration of excellence. And they're wonderful. Every time we walk in their class, we see wonderful things. And kids come out saying, I can't wait to be there. Even though it's challenging and hard, they always come out pushed and better off. So we wouldn't be DCC without them.
And for all the people we're recognizing tonight at the break, if you guys would just kind of stay, we'd like to get some group pictures of you guys too before we go on to the second part of our meeting.
All right, we can do drum rolls for each of these. It's kind of fun. Yeah, drum rolls. Next one. The 2023-24 School Administrator of the Year is Anna Kilman from Air Academy High School. Anna joined us for our work session this afternoon and had to bear a lot of my questions, so I appreciate your patience through all of that. Anna Kilman is a seasoned educator with a long personal and professional history in education. Whether she's coordinating with teachers and staff for struggling students or planning Teacher Appreciation Week at Air Academy, her dedication and compassion to students and staff makes her an outstanding example of leadership and excellence in D20. Her nominators, Bob Wingett and Laura Reichennecker. I told you I didn't practice this. I had no cues, okay? Tells us Anna's contributions to our school have been invaluable, and we have no doubt that she will continue to make a significant impact at Air Academy and in the rest of the district. Anna said, being a lifelong learner helps me remain innovative as an administrator. So thank you. Loved it.
He's here in spirit. Just imagine he's here with me there. He's in his Hawaiian shirt. He's here with me. And no one told me I had to talk, so kind of bitter.
You don't have to.
But I love my job and I couldn't be good at my job without my teams. And I wrote about that because I mean it. And I work with the best people on planet Earth, and anybody who's been in our building can attest to that. And I'm very grateful and blessed to work with them every single day. So.
Miss Inez.
Wait, stay right there. Okay, I'm going to say two things, Mrs. Kyleman, to you, because it's really important that everybody hears this. Thank you for telling my kids that they mattered when they were in middle school and just kind of gross and doing weird things. And thank you for calling me when one of them in particular made poor choices and being so kind. And you're an amazing administrator and I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. And your kids are lovely.
All right, the next drum roll. The 2023-24 John Asbury Secondary Educator of the Year is Matt Stewart from Village High School. Matt Stewart's dedication to teaching and helping others do better in the community is unparalleled. He is a beloved mentor to many village students. As a mentor, he shows a kind and compassionate nature to ensure that all students feel valued, appreciated, and loved while maintaining high expectations. He is committed to learning the why behind students who struggle and finding them the best path for their unique circumstances. His nominator, Katie Redinger, says, nominating him is easy because there is no one that I have met in my 25 plus years of teaching that is more deserving of this honor than Matt. Village High School senior from 24, Alex Barnes says, since day one, he's been there to encourage and plan out my success when I need it the most. He's the best teacher and the best mentor I could have gotten.
My son wanted me to share a dad joke. So, oh, my daughter, Juniper, where does the NBA or where does the MLB get all their new clothes for their players from New Jersey. So there you go. Yeah, so I'm joined by my family and my work family tonight, and former administrator Anna Kowman, and so many people throughout this experience have just helped me grow. About my 5th year teaching, I was caught in the mire of kind of on the road to burnout, and I went to a teacher's retirement celebration, and something stuck with me, which was, you know, all the educational trends will come and go, but the one thing that stays the same, you got to love kids. And so when I was asked to write a philosophy of education, I just wanted to actually have that be the only 2 words on the piece of paper, was just love kids, because that's really all that matters. And when I found out that that was really the one thing, you just take care of business and you take care of kids, all those other things sort of just kind of work themselves out. So I appreciate this recognition. I appreciate being part of such a wonderful team. And I'm not even the best teacher in my house. It's actually my wife, who's a 1st grade teacher, and she inspires me a whole bunch. So thank you. Yeah.
Mr. Smart, you're getting some pretty stiff competition coming into the district, man. This is great. The 2023-24 Charles W. Toole Elementary Educator of the Year, Caitlin Mulligan from Frontier Elementary School. Caitlin Mulligan is an exceptional leader, role model, and an outstanding teacher at Frontier Elementary School. She has an eagerness to learn, a willingness to take on leadership. Oh, roles. There's a huge gap here. It's like this paragraph doesn't end with a sentence. Oh, it's not the end of the paragraph. My bad. I promise I can read. Take on leadership roles, a heart for supporting fellow colleagues, and a passion for student growth and achievement. Whether she is collaborating with teammates to incorporate new and proven strategies, supporting student council and yearbook, or organizing the food drive, she is always willing to go the extra mile. Her nominator, Principal Julie Murray, says, Caitlin is an advocate for doing what is best for students. She has high expectations for herself and students. She works hard to connect with her students and ensure not only high academic achievement, but social emotional growth as well. She truly cares about students and their families. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say thank you for the recognition. This was truly a huge surprise that I could celebrate with my students on the last day of school and that I want to thank all the administrators that I've had over the years and just the wonderful staff that I work with on a daily basis. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for the amazing group of people that I work with, my amazing family that's here with me today. And then I know I asked Dr. Murray if I should show up in my King George III outfit, but she said probably not. But that's just one of the many things that, you know, I do what I do because I love kids and I love, you know, making those learning experiences so memorable for them. So if you ever want to hang out with King George III, I'll send you an invite, but thank you so much for the recognition.
I'm pretty sure I actually told Caitlin I'd give her $100 if she came in her King George.
I'll do it in August.
She'll do it in August. I just want to say Caitlin is truly one of the best. I just finished my 1st year at Frontier, and Caitlin has helped me learn the staff and the building and the students, and she volunteers for everything. So she's a shining star, and we are so lucky to have her. So thanks, Caitlin.
All right, the 2023-24 Classified Staff Member of the Year, Shauna Shepard from Liberty High School. Shauna Shepard's tireless dedication to Liberty High School does not go unnoticed. While she began as a dedicated volunteer to Liberty, Timberview Middle School, and Frontier Elementary School, she now serves as a well-respected leader, bookkeeper, and member of the District Finance Allocation Committee. Her nominator, Principal Matt Sisson, said, Shauna is seen as a valued member of the staff and provides great insight to ensure that teachers are receiving the support they need to be successful in the classroom. Shauna is a major asset to Liberty High School and creates a cohesive and forward-thinking mindset throughout the school. She says, every person that walks through my office door is a unique individual. Some I interact with daily and have opportunities to build relationships with, to learn what their goals are. Students that want to go to a four-year university, join the military, work in a trade. I want them to know that someone believes in them. Thank you so much and congratulations.
So usually the bookkeeper is the last one that any parent that ever wants to hear from. So, and most students and teachers only want to see me when, you know, they want money or something fun from me. But this was truly a surprise for me, and I really appreciate the recognition, and I thank you very much for it. And I just love working for District 20, and I love being part of the why for the district. Every student is important, and I want to make sure that we're using our funds to the best of our ability to make sure that we have the best impact for every student, because everything that we do is for the student. Thank you.
I think one of the most important things is as a building leader, it's about the people that you build around you to build a really strong team. And I will tell you that your bookkeeper keeps you out of the ditch a lot of days. And Shauna's one of those people that will always shoot it straight and always put kids first. And our leadership is better because of her. So thank you, Shauna.
Our 2023-24 Volunteer of the Year is Miss Shannon Hester from Liberty High School. Shannon's dedication to Academy District 20 reaches across several schools, district committees, and parent organizations. When someone is needed, Shannon always answers the call. Currently, she serves on several committees at both Timberview Middle School and Liberty High School, and at the district level is the chair of the District Accountability Committee, which is no small task. That was my own edit. I truly believe that Academy District 20 is the best district around, and nothing I can do to help that, and anything I can, I'm totally botching this. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Anything I can do to help that is an honor. That's what Shannon said. Not only is the district thankful for her time and service to the district, but our community is better for it. Whether she's making science kits, creating a photo booth, or presenting to the Board of Education, Shannon's contributions will leave a lasting impact on the district. Shannon, congratulations.
So I've been volunteering in the district for 7 years and I absolutely love it. I love that I'm able to do it, but I also volunteer as a science kit builder at the Science Center, and I love doing that. It's kind of relaxing to just count to 30 a whole bunch of times and make sure everything's put together. But I also really enjoy being at Timberview and at Liberty and helping out at the district level as well. So thank you.
I think Shannon embodies one of the greatest things about our community is that she is so involved and truly cares about all of our kids. She's really does like counting to 30 a whole bunch. She's a former physics teacher, so she's really being honest about that. And I think that's the part of it, is that she does have an educator's heart and an educator's background. And when she really comes into these DAC meetings and SAC meetings, she is truly wanting to help grow as a district. And so for that, you cannot ask for more from our community. So thank you, Shannon.
All right, the 2023-24 Special Education Specialist of the Year is Miss Tanya Merkel, teacher of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Education Administration Center. Tanya is admired for her dedication to students and staff alike. Her genuine care for people goes beyond her call of duty, and she is dedicated to making sure everyone has what they need to be successful. She is praised for being an incredible team player and an even better leader amongst her team. Her nominator shares she always has a positive attitude, a loving heart, and a special attitude of how we can fix this together. Congratulations. And this is our last one.
Tanya can't be here this evening, but I just wanted to congratulate her on the special education team's behalf.
Great job. Thank you so much. All right. Last but not least, 2023-24 Early Childhood Educator of the Year is Ms. Beth Tyra, District special education preschool teacher at the EAC. Beth has jumped into her role feet first, a challenging but rewarding task that proves her love and dedication to her students. Her collaboration with ChildFind and her enthusiasm for regular evaluations, weekly staff newsletters, and so much more have a genuine impact on her team and students alike. She is a lifelong learner who is unafraid of exploring new technology. And her involvement doesn't stop there. She provides support to preschool sites across the district and cheerfully supports schools in need of long-term substitutes. Beth is always willing to help, no matter the task, her nominator says. Congratulations.
Speak either. And give me a classroom of kids. They're a little bit less intimidating. This is the first year I stepped out of the classroom after 30 years of teaching to try something new. And so I appreciate the support from everyone in preschool, Lisa and Kelly and Carol and Jaleesa and Glinda and everyone, my family, on the change. So, and it's been good. So thank you.
And again, representing the special education department, we just want to thank Beth for all of your time and dedication to the team and being a model for those that you serve and support.
Awesome. Great happens here in D20. So we recently, let's see, there it goes. We had about 150, I think approximately 150 folks who were involved in a district-wide professional development with Mike Schmoker with Results Now. And it was a powerful conversations that were had. We had board members, teachers, administrators all learning together in a true professional learning community across the district. And we had the wonderful opportunity on June 3rd to bring all of us together to hear Mike Schmoker in person. And I just want to thank Susan and Jeremy and the whole Learning Services team. It was really a great time together in helping us to set our priorities even for next year around literacy and how do we incorporate writing across the curriculum. Susan, do you have anything you'd want to add to that?
I think it was a great day for everybody. I think Dr. Schmoker really focused us on the important elements of instruction, and I think there's a lot of energy around this, and I'm looking forward to next year.
So then we had two wonderful opportunities to celebrate our amazing classified staff. Their classified staff is truly a foundation, a cornerstone of our district. And as we say, the people are what make the difference. And, you know, we're all, and I'm especially appreciative of our classified staff. So we had a celebration at the Transportation Center and then here at the EAC. And during that time, I learned about some important recognitions and awards that happened in the Transportation Center. And so, Becky, would you like to talk about these wonderful individuals here in this picture?
I would be honored. Thank you. So on May 11th, the Colorado State Pupil Transportation Association, get ready for this, held its annual Road EO and Technicians Contest in Lakewood. See, I need to keep up with Mr. Smart. From across the state, 24 technicians, 58 general education competitors, and 15 special needs teams competed. District 20 is proud to have 3 top finishers. Sean Foster, would you please stand? Sean won first place overall in the technician, meaning the mechanic category. He comes to us. He's been here for 2 years and comes to us from Douglas County. And you know what? He is also the defending state champion as well. The technician contest consists of a written test and 2 practical application stations. And for this year, it was electrical schematics and a disc brake station. Congratulations, Sean. Thanks for making us proud and doing so well. Jeff, would you please stand? This is Jeff Profit. He won second place in the general education category. Jeff is a relief driver who primarily handles longer field trips and is qualified to drive our transit or our flat nose buses. Jeff has been with us for 12 years and we congratulate you on your achievement. Finally, I'm going to introduce Jim and Christina Allen. No relation to me, but they are married. They won third place in the special education category. Jim is a driver trainer and has been with us for 3 years, and Christina is a paraprofessional who's been with us for a year and a half. As a side note, transportation runs in their family because their son, William, we're so fortunate, also works for us as a paraprofessional. And again, the general education and special needs categories, a written test, a driving skills course, and a student management scenario. Again, congratulations, Jim, Christina, Jeff, Sean. Thank you for representing us so well and doing all you do to help our students and our drivers be safe every day and get to where they need to be on time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Becky. Our Air Force Junior ROTC, the fitness team won all service JROTC National Fitness Championship in Florida on May 4th. Wyatt Vegas Air Academy Senior was named JROTC Cadet of the Year in Colorado by the Veterans of Foreign War, and the unit was named a Distinguished Unit for the 23-24 by Air Force JROTC as well. We just have a phenomenal program there at Air Academy, and I'm just so thankful for Colonel Hubert, who's also an author now. I had a chance to, I've read through half of his book, and it's just a phenomenal, really world-class program, and we're just thankful for his program. When I was at Mountain Ridge, I had a wonderful opportunity to meet Isabella Hartford, and she is in 7th grade, and I was talking to the principal there, and Jeff mentioned that she had won a 7th grade writing contest, and we really want to put an emphasis on writing next year. And he's like, well, in this classroom, I want to introduce you to Isabella. And to end her 7th grade year, she answered the question in an essay, how are you inspired by America? For the Patrons Pen Youth Essay Contest, and she was awarded $100. As in 8th grade, she is involved in a lot of leadership opportunities, and she said she just loves to write. So I thought it was a good opportunity to highlight our amazing students. Had a chance to go to the Encompass Heights Elementary School, 5th grade continuation. The student speakers were outstanding. They were just amazing. And then I started the year at Foothills Elementary this year and ended there. And Lauren and I had a chance to go to their field day, and they had all these little stations out there that just gave every student an opportunity to shine. And students were excited to be able to sign each other's shirts, like up there in the right-hand corner. And then I had a chance to meet some wonderful people while we were there. And the picture over on the right-hand side, the two ladies there, they are paraeducators, Lisa DeFod and Lisa Kellogg. And Lisa DeFod has been 23 years of service as a paraeducator, and Lisa Kellogg 4 years. And our paraeducators are just foundational to our success of our students as well. And it was great to have an opportunity to recognize them. And then a picture of the lady in the hat and her husband. I thought this was a good story when we talk about attracting teachers to D20. Her name is Jessica Turdy. She was a substitute during COVID, didn't really have any elementary teaching experience, and she was also a professor at UCCS, and she got involved in volunteering, and I think the administrators there kind of reached out to her and said, hey, why don't you go back, and get your teaching license. So she has a long-standing service to Foothills. Now she and her husband is the science chemistry department chair at UCCS. So students at Foothills have opportunities. His students come in and teach them about chemistry, and I think they've even had an opportunity to take a field trip to UCCS. So in addition to what you heard this afternoon about all the partnerships we have, our schools, I think, are already having that awareness of where can we start giving students opportunity to learn about the real world and have those authentic learning experiences. So I just really appreciate Jessica and her husband for being a part of our D20 team. Our Special Olympics signing day at Pine Creek High School. They hosted their first ever Pine Creek signing day for our Special Olympics. Pine Creek seniors Jameen Morales, Chad Compton, Joey Graham, and Joseph Tobias, they signed their letters of intent to play for the Rocky Mountain Ninjas, which is a community unified sports program. And Tobias also signed to play with the Switchbacks, which is a national unified team for the 24-25 season. So huge shout out to Pine Creek and their support of the unified sports program. And I posted both these videos, but great really happens here. And if our tech person, do I just click on it? I just think it's just a good reflection of this is just like the tip of the iceberg of the great things that have happened here. And I thought it'd be a great way to end the superintendent reports for this year. If we can get it going. Let's see. Oh, you got it. Okay, hold on. Go back. Do I have to click on that again? Or you do it? I'll just let you do it and I'll stop clicking. My husband tells me that too. Step away from the computer and stop clicking. All right. Okay. Oh, we pulled it wrong. Okay. Here we go. Now we're rocking. Academy District 20, Team 1. It's hard to believe we are approaching.
Have you heard of this brand new instantly clean?
Nice. That's really great. No prelude at all to this meeting here we've had. Oh my gosh.
It's summer.
It's summer. All right. Academy District 20, Team 1. It's hard to believe we are approaching the end of this school year. I am so grateful for the excellence and dedication of our D20 team. As this school year comes to a close, I want to take a moment and look back at what we've accomplished together. Great happens here in D20, and this year we've celebrated big wins as a district, powered by the Herculean efforts of our teachers, support staff, and beyond. As we review some of these accolades, I hope they fill you with pride as we can only accomplish these great things together as Team 1. D20 is once again accredited with distinction from the Colorado Department of Education, now for the 15th year in a row. Chinook Trail Elementary School saw Patrick Shoemaker named Elementary Principal of the Year, and Shelley Kuzer was awarded Chief Information Officer of the Year by the Colorado Association of School Executives. Finally, we know our schools are safer due to the efforts of Mr. Rich Payne, who earned recognition as a finalist for the Campus Safety Director of the Year. Pioneer Elementary School received awards for its academic excellence and was named a bright spot by Colorado Governor Jared Polis, and as a National ESEA Distinguished School of Excellence for being one of 2 Title I schools in Colorado to receive this award. Liberty High School's construction program made national headlines in People magazine for its dedication to student success. D20's SWAP program is receiving recognition for pairing our students with special needs in meaningful careers. And our athletes district-wide have been named Peak Performers of the Year, and their teams are winning state championships year after year. We have invited more staff, families, and community members than ever before to get a look inside our district and have a seat at the table to provide feedback. This year, we expanded our monthly stakeholder meetings to include more parents, staff, grandparents, and patrons, moving from approximately 227 district partners last year to approximately 347 this year. We are also building partnerships with some of the most innovative companies in the Pikes Peak region to include UC Health, BlueStack, InnovaFlex, Integris, and many more. We are finding ways through career academies, work-based learning experiences, and teacher externships to integrate the expertise from companies like these into our schools and create or expand job and post-secondary education opportunities for our students after graduation. Working in collaboration, we all make up Team One. It has been my pleasure to serve as your superintendent through my first full school year. Please know I am here for you, cheering for all of you, and I can't wait to cross this year's finish line together. So I think we've had a great year, and I'm just excited about what we'll accomplish together next year. So I think that's the end of my report. This one was about graduation. I guess as we have it up, we might as well finish with graduation. Go ahead. Esteemed members of the graduating class of 2024, you did it. You finished your K-12 journey and you're ready to launch into your future beyond high school. I am overwhelmed with a sense of pride and admiration for every one of you. Your journey through high school was nothing short of extraordinary, marked by determination, the development of strong academic skills, and that relentless pursuit of excellence. Lived by the words of famous anthropologist Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. So again, congratulations, class of 2024. The world is yours for the taking, so go forth and make it a better place for generations to come. I think we'd agree that the graduation was just such an amazing celebration, and just a thank you to the teachers and staff in the room and in our district, because they're the ones that really make that happen every day for our students. And it was just fun to be able to celebrate that together. I also want to do a shout out to our communications team who put that together. They are just outstanding in their talent of videoing. So thank you to Mark Belcher and Crystal Story, and I know Victoria's here and Paul. They are truly amazing and help us to really promote the good work that's happening here. So thank you.
Thank you for the update. And congratulations to all of our graduates. I think I factored, we got about 1,700 that received diplomas that actually walked. So it was a huge, huge ordeal, but it was an immensely rewarding experience. So congratulations to everyone. All right, board, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda as posted.
Moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cons.
Aye.
Mrs. Shandy.
Aye.
Mr. Wilburn.
Aye.
Mrs. Yanez.
Aye.
Mr. Salt.
Aye. All right, we have almost 10 people watching online tonight. Tried to make it sound a little bit better, but all right, we're gonna go and take about a 7-minute break. So all of the award winners, if you'll come up and so we can take some pictures. All of our new administrators, we're going to shake your hands and congratulate you and welcome you aboard. So thank you. All right, thank you. We are going to go and get going. All right. There were no items pulled from consent agenda, so we'll move on to item 9, our written reports. First up is monitoring report for EL 2.5 asset protection. Were there any questions or comments? All right, moving on to the MRE. Is the superintendent's interpretation of the policy reasonable? Is there sufficient evidence to determine compliance for each section? Are all sections in compliance? Recognition of exemplary performance or concerns regarding performance? Would you like to see additional or different evidence, or should any part of this policy be changed in the next monitoring cycle? Do you see evidence which is extraneous or no longer necessary? Okay. Item B, monitoring report for EL 2.10 district calendar. Were there any questions or comments? All right, Anne-Marie. Is the superintendent's interpretation of the policy reasonable? Is there sufficient evidence to determine compliance for each section? Are all sections in compliance? Recognition of exemplary performance or concerns regarding performance? Would you like to see additional or different evidence, or should any part of this policy be changed in the next monitoring report cycle? Do you see evidence which is extraneous or no longer necessary? All right. Item C, Advisory Personnel Performance Evaluation Council, or APEC. Did anyone have any questions or comments? Nope. 2024 summer project updates. Were there any questions or comments? House Bill 211110 for school year 24-25 updates. Were there any questions or comments? Item F, monthly financial report through April 2024. Were there any comments or questions? I will say, just for everyone to know, because we're moving to one board meeting a month, and because we will be moving that meeting to the second week of the month instead of the third like it has been, the financial reports will be a month behind because the finance team doesn't have time to close everything out and get it ready for the board packets before we move on. So you will see about a month lag than what we typically have moving forward. Item G, second semester 2023-2024 expulsion report. Were there any questions? Oh, state law, CRS 24-72-2-43D3, the public records law requires the Board of Education to comply with provisions of the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, which protects the confidentiality of student discipline records. Therefore, the report by the superintendent on student expulsions for second semester 23-24 is confidential. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, please see Ms. Haber or Ms. Thompson. Item H, changes to administrative policy updates 2023-24. Were there any questions or comments? Monitoring report for GP 4.5. Board governance process and superintendent relationships. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Okay, for the MRE, is there sufficient evidence to determine compliance for each section? Are all sections in compliance? Recognition of exemplary performance or concerns regarding performance? Would you like to see additional or different evidence, or should any part of this policy be changed in the next monitoring report cycle? Do you see evidence which is extraneous or no longer necessary? All right. Monitoring report for GP 4.7, board committee principals. Were there any questions or comments? Is the superintendent's interpretation of the policy, oh, wrong one. Is there sufficient evidence to determine the compliance for each section? Are all sections in compliance? Recognition of exemplary performance or concerns regarding performance? Would you like to see additional or different evidence, or should any part of this policy be changed in the next monitoring report cycle? Do you see evidence which is extraneous or no longer necessary? Okay. Item K, monitoring report for GP 4.8, board committee structures. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Is there sufficient evidence to determine compliance for each section? Are all sections in compliance? recognition of exemplary performance, or concerns regarding performance? Would you like to see additional or different evidence, or should any part of this policy be changed in the next monitoring report cycle? Do you see evidence which is extraneous or no longer necessary? Item L, monitoring report for GP 4.9, board agenda planning. Any questions or comments?
Just one thing stuck out to me when I read the word linkages in this and others. We want to get on track with making sure we're conducting those this coming year. We've done them, but I feel like we can
Sure.
circle
So
back to those.
Why don't we talk about that in August? If you can put that and we'll, do we have anything planned for the study session in August at this point?
I wrote down 2 topics that we had talked about earlier that maybe would come up, but we could, we can add this to it. I'll have 3 topics that might be good for study session.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I think we'll have time for all 3 of them. All right, thank you. Great question. Any other questions or comments related to the board agenda planning? Is there sufficient evidence to determine compliance for each section? Are all sections in compliance? Recognition of exemplary performance or concerns regarding performance? Would you like to see additional or different evidence, or should any part of this policy be changed in the next monitoring report cycle? Do you see evidence which is extraneous or no longer necessary? All right, item M, the 2024-25 Board of Education Agenda Planning Calendar. Does anyone have any questions or comments? And finally, item N, 24-25 BOE Liaison Assignments. Did anyone have any questions or comments? This one came late. That was my bad. Anyone have a chance to review it? Okay, so we do have a little bit of discussion to do on this, and I neglected to bring my paper. Do you have that? Oh, can you pull it up, Mark? All right, thank you. So all of the schools have been assigned. We have the grid, excuse me, on the right side that lists which board member has which schools. That's an easy glance, as opposed to the other one where it lists the school and then the board member. So 2 different ways to find it. The thing we need to talk about are the liaison assignments at the top of this. So the president and the treasurer sit on the audit committee, so that's why the 2 of us are on there. I've been the CASB delegate up to this point. We need the DAC, the Parent Sounding Board, and CBOC liaisons. And I just want to open this up. I will likely not continue in CASB as the delegate. I think having a 2-year term makes a lot of sense, kind of sitting there, because more than 1 year is almost not enough time to understand what you need to do with the job and be able to do much. But then, so you really need a 2nd year. You can sit in there as long as you want, but I'm happy to pass that off to someone else. And so I will go in October when we do it's the next time the delegate assembly happens. That's when we do all the resolutions, and I don't remember where it's going to be this year. So I'll go, and I will either go as the delegate to do the delegate work, or I will go and support whoever wants to go as the delegate and kind of help them navigate. Only the delegate is able to get up and speak and actually speak to resolutions, present amendments, etc. So I don't know if it's helpful to go and observe that before you sign up to do it, or if you just want to kind of get your feet wet and I can kind of help in the background. But I just want to make that offer. If anyone had a burning desire or interest in trying to take that over, I'm happy to pass that off to someone else. So that being said, we have those other 3 positions and possibly CASB if someone wants to take that over.
The delegate assembly is in Pueblo this year, and it's in October.
Yeah, we were in Glenwood last year, and that was a long drive.
Well, I definitely I love DAC, but I've had the pleasure to be on it for 2 years, so I'm happy to probably do Parent Sounding Board, but again, if someone really wants to do that, I'm happy to do CBOC, whatever. Anyone have a hankering for
Ms.
Parent
Chandy?
Sounding Board?
So I am happy to help in whatever capacity. I was last person on, so does that mean I choose last? Really, honestly, I am happy to do any of it. I'm happy
You have a
to.
preference on it? I
Um,
understand you're happy to do any of it. Do you have a preference on any of these?
I have served on DAC before, so I understand it from the parent side of things. So I'm happy to be the DAC liaison. It'll be a new perspective.
Have you been doing parent sounding board this past year?
I
just
did,
couldn't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I did it last year.
And again, if you want to stay, I can do CBOC.
Well-
Derek, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, if I'm doing the audit committee and possibly CASB, I think I'm.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Are you
excited.
wanting to take over CASB?
Well, if I want to, but it'd probably be a good experience. You
Okay.
want to teach me the ways, Master Jedi.
Oh, listen, all you need to do is understand is how to write amendments. They actually were going to give me an award for the most amendments. They actually ran out of amendment forms at the last assembly because I took them all and used them all.
How often does CBOC meet? Is it once a month?
Is it
once a
quarter? I think it's quarterly now.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
It's quarterly, Mr. Salt. I'm CBOC and it's so competently staffed that it's almost an autopilot committee. I don't mind taking a parent sounding board or something that requires a little more of a commitment of time, since I had CBOC and really all you do is show up and smile and leave those people alone, because they really don't need any assistance.
It's 4 times a year.
So just as a reminder, when we talked earlier today, we've got we'll vote on later, if we move forward with the bond and if it passes, that this would probably take over whether we have one committee or 2 committees, still to be determined, but whoever this liaison is would likely be the liaison to both. And so that would ramp up sometime next year as we start getting into that development. So it's an easy ride currently, but that's because it's winding down. The other one's about to ramp up. Should it go through? So just keep that in mind, that the past doesn't always predict the future.
True.
Derek, what would your preference be would you like to move to parent sounding board?
I think so. If given my druthers, I think I do parent sounding board, but like Amy, Miss Shandy, I really don't. I don't care. I'll do whatever's necessary.
I think that's great then. So Derek, you do parent sounding board, Lauren, DAC, Amy, CASB, and with the audit committee with Mr. Salt, and then I'll do CBOC. Okay.
Did you get that?
To clarify, Amy, you'll be the delegate, but Aaron, you'll be attending as a mentor.
Do you want me to stay the delegate for October and then you just hang out with us?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Got
so
it.
I'll maintain the delegacy, and then after the October one, we'll get her set up as the delegate before December.
But you're both going.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you, board. Next up are presentations. First is the 24-25 budget discussion if needed. I'm not sure how much is needed. We didn't have a lot of public comment around that this afternoon. Board, did you have any questions or comments? Do we need a presentation?
And there is a formal resolution that will occur in just a little bit in the next section of the meeting to formally adopt the budget.
All right, thank you. All right, item B, e-learning for school year 2023-2024, Superintendent Haber.
Dr. Shelley Kuzer, please. So board, I asked Shelley to put this data together. We just had some questions, if you remember, back when we had to call some snow days, question around our kids, students really getting online and engaging in their learning. So Shelley and her team dug into it.
All right, thank you. Good evening, board and or Superintendent Haber. Excuse me. I put together a PDF, and I believe you've already seen kind of the e-learning data. We did that, I think, shortly after the March 14th and 15th that I provided that to you. In this particular report, what I ended up doing is I pulled 2 representative days from the fall semester and 2 representative days from the spring semester so we could do some comparisons. So if you notice, the e-learning days are in the green and the fall days are in the yellow, spring is in the blue. So as we look at just the total unique student users, and it seems to be trending that fall was a higher login rate for parents and students, which I would anticipate to be very reasonable. But as you can see, for the student logins for the e-learning days, it was very comparable, just even within the spring realm. So in that blue column, they're very comparable. If you look at the staff users, there were more staff that were logged in on those 2 days than any other day on those comparable days. And when we look at the unique, it's not the number of times they logged in. If they logged in once, it was counted. So that's kind of what this data means. If we go on to the next section, which is the parent users, and this is what I mentioned earlier. Parents, obviously, at the beginning of the school year, in that time frame, they're going to log on a little bit more. And then, so the total unique users is the parents, the students, and the staff. So looking at that bar graph comparatively, fall again is a higher number of logins. We broke it down by site on the next one, which is the unique users by site on those days. And if you look at the number of students on enrollment and compare it with the number of unique logins, it's trending pretty accurately. So just another snapshot. And then you can also, on the next bar graph, you can look at that and it compares the various days that we took as a representative. I know there's a lot of numbers here, but they're fairly simple, bar charts. And then we do have details that actually detail out the number that you can, look at and compare. And when you see the other sites, just note that Schoology is used for the professional learning platform as well. So that's not obviously associated with the school. So that's why those numbers are higher overall anyway. Content created, I think, is kind of an interesting one, is if on those days, obviously, in person, maybe not as much content is created. So the e-learning days, when you're talking about the numbers of files that are created, assignments, I think the one as far as the links and assessment was obviously substantially higher than on other days that were a non-e-learning day. And then the content viewed, obviously 37,000 being kind of the file views, but the assignments is again 152,000 is a lot of assignments compared to either 70 or 111. So obviously you can see it's a higher number there. And then really the last one is content submitted. So obviously in person, probably less content that is submitted in comparison with the e-learning days in which how they students would submit their assignments. So I know it's just a representative of the days, but I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Board. Thank you for putting this together.
Okay, you're welcome. Easy.
All right, next is the strategic plan update. Superintendent Haber.
Yes, Dr. Susan Field, please.
Hi again. No jokes for me. And none from Cameron on this presentation. Okay, good. Thanks. Okay. So good evening. I and my teammates here are going to do an update on our strategic plan. As you know, we have 6 objectives. We reviewed them earlier today. And each one of these team leaders are going to provide you a little bit deeper update along with the slideshow. So just remember that our global end statement that all students will have the knowledge, skills, and character necessary for successful transition to the next level and upon graduation will be fully prepared for success. Our strategic plan is built on this statement. So also included in the board packet is the matrix, I would say. It's the big thick packet that we visited today earlier so that you all have access to that. So our first person that's going to speak is going to be Maureen Lang, who's going to talk about a culture of belonging.
Good evening. So this year's goals, we focused on that extracurricular participation and our attendance, which I think you saw in the packet, that we look at a study that was done with Johns Hopkins University on that 90% is the threshold. And I think you also should have received by school where they are at. As a district, we are over 90%, which is amazing. Next is the Colorado Social and Emotional Standards, and this year our goal was focused on that instruction in preschool through 5th grade. Our character traits, and I know when you received that report earlier with that board ends, that is one area that we looked at that according to this goal, we met that goal. And then the last one for this year was all of our staff members had a goal that was around belonging. And I just want to share one story because we collected from our administrators as well as some of our teachers from our buildings and counselors about what was the impact. So this is something from one of our principals. The discussion I had with teachers regarding how they met this goal during their end of year conference was a highlight of the meeting. Their faces lit up as they explained their success and how they formed great relationships with students and families. They shared how they can improve next year and what ideas they had for deepening relationships. I had one teacher share that she sent positive notes to all of her students and to their families on a regular and recurring basis, and how much of a positive impact that had on the culture in her classroom. The goal created an intentionality with the staff to take action in building great relationships. So then next year, what we are looking at is definitely continuing that extracurricular participation, looking at what opportunities are we offering at all of our schools, which is already part of one of our board ends reports, the E1.1, and then also to look at how are we tracking our students with that extracurricular. Another piece, attendance. So now we've looked at the district level. Now we can really focus and looking at individual schools to make sure they're at that 90%. And then with our visualizations that we have, we can look at individual students as well. And this year it has helped with our counselors being able to have that as part of the MTSS process as well as looking at their attendance and providing an intervention. And then the last one, with this last survey that we just completed, we really want to look at that data and decide what is there that could be a possible goal to go along with our culture of belonging.
Good evening. Always happy to be here and talking about reading, so thanks for having me. I'm here to talk about Strategic Goal 2.1, so focused on 3rd grade reading. I understand you've seen some of the data and information, so please don't hesitate to ask questions as I go. But a little bit closer look, our 3rd grade reading goal is comprised of 3 targets that really encompass on grade level reading, reading with accuracy, and reading improvement. 95% of our 3rd graders met one or more of those identified targets. Looking closer at target 1, we did not meet our goal of 85% of 3rd graders reading at or above grade level. While we were on track mid-year to meet this target, we have identified a few reasons for the shortcoming. One is really the new assessment that we use this year, DIBELS 8. So again, one of the major differences is students have that one opportunity to read a passage and their rate is measured within that 1 minute time. Previously, they had 3 opportunities, and the assessment that came out the best was the one that was a part of their composite score. So that one and done is a little more rigorous, and depending on the passage and the background content, those kind of things that can really impact a student's fluency. We also really started this year with our 3rd graders having a smaller percent of third graders on grade level at the beginning of the year. So we started this year with 66% of students on level. Last year, we were at 74% at the start of the year. So when I looked at how much we grew our third graders, it was really about the same rate. So we really grew our third graders at the same rate. We just started at a level that was lower. We also have noticed with Dibbles 8, the rate of reading is very heavily weighted when it comes to the composite score, which is what we pull. And that rate of reading, while important, we have been really intentional about emphasizing accuracy with students this year, because we know, and you may know if you've been in a classroom, kids are they're smart, and they know that they have a minute. And in the past, we've recognized that they are really aiming for just blowing through those passages as fast as they can to get as far down that page they can. And we've really been intentional talking to teachers and staff about accuracy is the key. So let's emphasize that. And that is actually really reflected in our data this year. While the rate or speed of reading we have to work on, our accuracy was much better. So that's a win. Looking at target 2, so once we kind of take off that layer of students that read on grade level, we had 380 students still reading below. Of those 380 students, 308 read with 95% accuracy or above. So again, that's a big win, because we know reading accurately ultimately results in comprehension, which is actually the goal of reading. So that's good. Finally, target 3, we really want to look at that growth. And we know if we're reading well below, it's hard for students to get out of that well below range. And so we actually had 4 students that were well below, that didn't meet any of the other targets, but did move out of that well below range into below. So we're going to continue to support those students. So all in all, we had 68 third graders that did not meet one of the 3 targets. So they are our new cohort that we will be following into their 4th grade year. That is a difference from the 157 that did not meet a target last year, which kind of leads us into the next slide. So of the 157 third graders that moved to 4th grade that we monitored, 85% of those students met one or more of the targets. We asked that schools write or create individualized targets for each one of those 157 students. So most of our schools aim as high as they can, and they wanted those kids on grade level. So 122 of the 157 met that individual target. Of the remaining 35 students that didn't meet that individualized on level target, we did have 11 that read with 95% accuracy. So 24 students are remaining from the 157 that have yet to meet one of our 3 reading targets. We will continue to support. We recognize when we dug into the data that every one of those students has an individual plan of some sort. So 504, IEP, and or they're receiving dyslexia therapy. So with those 24, our intent is to increase supports and collaboration with those schools and teachers to make sure they get what they need so that they move on to middle school with all the skills and knowledge that they need to be successful. So the final slide talks about some of those intentional next steps that we've pulled as we analyze the data. Overall, really, the Literacy and Learning Services team are working with individual schools to develop professional development and support plans to help teachers and students. We'll continue to monitor our cohorts of students and increase that collaboration and individualized targeted instruction for those students. We're also looking at really pulling in additional standardized sources of data so that we can really get the full picture of the student, not just how fast they can read, but how well are they comprehending data, how they can perform reading in different content areas, all those different things that really make a reader rather than just that fast fluency rate that Dibbles screens for. So that is the reading report. Can I answer any questions for you? Thank you so much. Career and college. career and yeah.
That's me. Hi, I'm Kendra Tate with College and Career Services. In looking at this first graph here, we're excited actually about both of these slides and the growth that we've seen. This is looking at a comparison between last year and this year's seniors and their involvement in the various different areas. For example, you can see in our CTE pathway completers, it was a 1% growth of those students being involved sometime in their high school career in a CTE pathway. And again, a CTE pathway completer is someone who has participated at least 2 years or more in a specific CTE program. If you look at our college credit earn, it's almost a 10% growth from last year to this year in involvement in receiving college credit and being in those college courses. So we look at expanding that even more at the rate of the interest that we're seeing. Work-based learning, also you see the growth there of about 4% in a work-based learning. And again, these are higher level work-based learning experiences, like we've talked about with Superintendent Haber and the relationship with Integris and so different organizations. These are the higher level ones that we're really capturing and cultivating more and more. When we look at industry certifications, excited also to see that basically there's a 5% growth in students earning industry certifications this year compared to last year. And then also AP and IB tests, you can see the notes there that we just don't have the data yet for that, and that's will be coming later on, so we can't report on that. The next slide, can we move on to that? Does anybody have any questions about this slide though? Oh, here, the button, the green button. There you go. I'm in charge. I'm learning as I go. I saw the support here in the back. Oh, thank you. All right, the next slide. So this particular slide is looking at just this graduating class that just occurred this past year. We have our 12th graders, and as mentioned, about 753 graduating seniors, and 30.2% of those were involved in a CTE pathway. They were completers. When we start breaking down that group of seniors and looking at those subgroups, those that were we had to count there had to be at least 20 in a particular subgroup to be counted as, statistically significant. But for example, our Asian population that are of seniors, we had 34 of them, but 42% of those were CTE completers. If we look at our Hispanic, we had 65 that were seniors, and 25% of those were CTE completers. And the goal here, as you can see the note at the bottom, is to be within a 10% point threshold. So we were actually, right on target for that. Looking again at 2 or more races, 32% of our 48 students that fall into that category. We look at our white, it's 30%. And then with male and female, as you can see, 34% of the 300 males that were seniors were involved in completers in their CTE pathways, as well as 26% of those that were female. We didn't have a large enough population in our special education to be able to count that. And also our EL just came in right in, but we didn't have any right now that were involved in our CTE pathways for this past year. And our free and reduced lunch, we're reporting at 22%. And again, we look at other data coming forward, and we're excited about reporting as we work back on our ICAP 2, which I didn't mention, which we just don't have until August, that particular information. But any question about these 2 slides? Okay, thank you.
No jokes. Okay. So investing in and valuing our staff. One of our goals is staff retention. And so this data is as of 5/20, so it's going to change a little bit. But I want to show you kind of where we were at last year. You can see that in the right hand percentage, and then where we're at currently. And so in all those cases, -1, we've increased our retention. Licensed staff is a big one, going up to 87%. Our goal was 88, and so we were pretty close to that. Classified staff, our goal was 76, and we almost got there. We're 75.9. So if you round up, we were at 76. Staff specialists, I think, was around 88, and we're at 86%. And then administrators was around 89, and we were 81.4%. And one of the things we do is we actually track this data. Like usually we can look back at about a 4-year span to kind of see if we're trending. And I will say for the most part, those trends are pretty much now back up after COVID. We kind of all took a dip in COVID, especially in the 2020 2021, 19, 20 years. And we're now starting to get back up to those rates we were pre-COVID as far as retention. So that's some good news right there. But if you need that information, I have it available. I can share it with you guys later. The other goal was actually we had our goal was 80% of staff to complete at least one professional learning training course or a course. And we actually had 90% of our staff do that. So we're super excited about that. There are some limitations because sometimes we just don't have courses that really match up with some of our positions like electricians, plumbers, but next year we will have some courses that will apply to everybody. And so we'll be able to get everybody some training. The other thing was trying to get feedback from staff. And we had over 1,200 staff complete a survey to give us kind of feedback really on kind of their feelings around their work day and kind of how they felt about working in D20 and being a part of D20. And so as you can see, staff really enjoyed working with students, and that's really what we're here for. So that's great that that's one of the highlights, and that was a big thing, and that was consistent throughout everyone. Also their coworkers, you know, it's really about who you work with and what you're doing the work for. And so they enjoy coming to work and working with their teams. Also what they do, I think they find a lot of value in being able to impact students and help students grow and learn. And so that was great. And then also one of the big things was that investing in our staff is that 6% salary increase we were able to do for next year. So we really appreciate you guys helping us with that. Any questions? All right, thank you. Oh, let me push the button. Okay.
Of course, going after Cameron, I'll have to bring the mic down a little bit. I think I had a minute for this, so we'll see how I do. So we'll talk a little bit about our strategic goal of building trust through communication. As I kind of mentioned a little earlier today to you all, that the goals here were a little squishy, and we're going to firm those up moving into the next school year here. I'm big on data. Wherever we can mine and monitor it, we're going to do that. And that kind of is actually what our first goal, 4.1, is based on, and I kind of call that our biggest bucket for this school year. The charge was to audit our communication channels and determine what we can measure. So we've done that, and some highlights to call out to you are our website received just under 3 million page views, generated by over 500,000 engaged users, which is pretty cool. Additionally, our social media followership has increased by about 40%, which has led to some pretty good engagement and reach boosts. I will also note that our IT team is partnering with us on a project for Parent Square, and that's going to make a huge difference for our parents and families in the realms of school and district-based communication. So pretty cool there. I'll wrap up 4.1 by sharing that we also want to measure and monitor our media impact and media views. So we are going to go ahead and bring on a new tool that's going to allow us to kind of tackle that a little bit better. And then finally, I'll kind of bucket the last two together and share that. Is everything okay? Oh, please go ahead.
Yeah, we gave each other.
There was some communication on the side. It's okay.
The irony that the communications guy missed the communication that's going on.
Non-verbal communication. Come on. No, it's okay.
So I just wanted to ask, so with bringing on Parent Square, I'm familiar with that from using it at the charter school where my kids are going. Do we expect engagement from some of these other platforms to drop when all of that is accessible through the app with Parent Square coming on?
It's possible that some of our social media engagement from families will go down a hair. They're going to spend a little bit more time on Parent Square. I don't think it will go down too much because I think social media is pretty embedded in the lives of most people. So when folks are scrolling at the end of the night or early in the morning, they're still going to like, share, or even comment on our posts. So we'll still see some of that.
Do you expect, I guess, I'm also thinking like the website going down because a lot of that information they'd be looking for around the schools, I'm assuming some of those communications and whatnot would be available through Parent Square at that point.
So at least what we're going to initially train is that the website is still a single source of truth, the North Star, so to speak. So what we're going to train is to still put the bulk of your communication on your website and link to it, and unless we find something else is working better for us. So while there may be a small dip in some of our page views, and that will actually inform some of our website work, we're still going to start by training, hey, put everything on the website, make sure it lives there for your families, especially because we don't know that all families are going to opt into Parent Square, but everybody has access to our website. So
thank you.
Great questions. And then in the realm of 4.2 and 4.3, I'll just share that our team has built some trust building tactics for our community. And we are also working on adding some questions into the surveys that have been mentioned earlier this evening to help us generate a base net promoter score, which our team would like to add in as a KPI or key performance indicator that we'll report out on in future years. So any questions for us on communication? Thanks.
Nothing than what I've already asked.
Appreciate that.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, on resource optimization, what you see is the building rental allocation. We have already implemented a plan that allows each school to go ahead and receive revenue related to building rental, whether they have the capability or the capacity to rent it or not. So that one is taken care of and completed. The next two have to do with looking at differences between schools. For example, it might be related to the number of students with disabilities or the number of students who are eligible for free or reduced lunch. So a committee was brought together. We completed our work earlier this year. We do have a set of factors of allocation strategies that we put together, and we now have that a part of our budget planning consideration in the spring with cabinet. So that one has been taken care of and completed. Number 3, 5.3, has to do with really monitoring the impact of those new allocation strategies. I will be honest that right now we are not able to fund those strategies. We've had a generous donor give us a donation for next year to offer more resources to schools to support their homeless population of students. However, that's a 1-year type of commitment. So right now we would gauge the effectiveness of the strategy when we had a plan to actually implement that funding over a long period of time. So right now that won't appear in next year's tracking. And finally, the one that will remain prominent is the Public Schools on Military Installations program regarding Doug Valley and Air Academy. Thank you.
All right. I'd like to share a little bit about our community partnerships. This past year was a very successful year from a CTE perspective. We put in place 6 advisories, and what was social about these advisories were that they met at individual schools on a rotation where teachers met with industry partners to talk about what's relevant to their particular core area, their CTE area, from industry certifications to the equipment to the skills needed. And the 6 that we developed were business, finance and marketing, as you can see, the computer science and cybersecurity and programming and web design, education, family and consumer science, engineering and drafting, multimedia and theater, and biomedical, which we just recognized this evening, the biomedical team from DCC, which heads up that advisory, which is very active, just like they all are. So we're going to watch as these continue to grow. It's just been a fantastic experience for our teachers to get inside their own classrooms and sit down with industry professionals as a team and really have those important conversations, which also lead to work-based learning experiences and other field trips and all the other things that are important to really giving our students the relevance and the perspective they need to have moving out into the secondary education or into a career. We also, though, continue to be involved in regional advisories. Those are the automotive ones, like Pikes Peak Automotive Advisory, also the HBA, which are the Home Builders Association. If we recall back to our celebration about our home build at Liberty, they were involved in that, along with the El Paso County Contractors Association and other regional advisories that are out there we stay active in. We continue to work to build those work-based learning experiences through these advisories, along with making those industry connections as we go. And this is just in addition to, of course, the industry connections that our superintendent Haber has made, and to continue to make those in our community and bring them back to our district, which helps again to build those CT programs, which benefits our students and our teachers too, as they become more involved too in what's happening in industry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Board.
Good.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Belcher, how many people have signed up to speak during public comment section number 1?
The number is 0.
All right, we will continue moving along. Item 12, decision items. We need a motion to approve resolution 226-24 approval. Oh, nope, we scratched that. Item B on here. We need a motion to approve resolution 226-24 approval of budget adoption for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Moved. Second.
Superintendent Haber.
Yes, Deputy CFO Becky Allen.
All right, well, as you recall, the 24-25 proposed budget was presented on May 9th. You have a copy of the final budget in front of you and the resolution before you this evening. By the way, this represents the same information that was shared with you on May 9th. So the resolution before you simply gives the Board of Education's adoption to this budget. And you also have a copy of the budget book in front of you.
Any questions, board?
May I please just take a moment? I want to just thank Kathy Watts. She's the Executive Director for Business Services. This was her first time taking the lead on the budget. She did an absolutely amazing job, and I just appreciate her and her leadership. Thank you for letting me just honor her for a moment. Thank you, Kathy. I hope you're listening. I hope you're one of the almost 10. It's 9. I hope you're one of the almost 9, Kathy.
Right. Board, roll call, please.
Mrs. Cons,
Aye.
Mrs. Shandy,
Aye.
Mr. Wilburn,
Aye.
Mrs. Yanez,
Aye.
Mr. Salt,
Aye. Thank you. Next, we need a motion to approve resolution 227-24, authorization of the designated election official or DEO to submit notice of intent to participate in the November 5th, 2024 coordinated election for the purpose of a bond question.
Moved. Second.
Discussion, please, Ms. Haber.
Yes, Deputy CFO Becky Allen.
So the resolution that you are considering this evening would allow the school district to go ahead and inform El Paso County of its intent to place a bond measure on the ballot for November 5th. If the board were to say yes on this, and remember this bond would be looking at funding about $49 million for the match for Air Academy High School, to rebuild that school, have a career pathways wing in accordance with, that match by the federal government. Secondly, about $9 million that would go to help the district be compliant with a new energy law that goes into effect beginning January 1, 2025, of no longer selling fluorescent bulbs in the district or across the entire state. And so we would be required to change all of our fixtures that are not currently LED, which are the majority. And then, of course, on a per pupil basis, portions for TCA and New Summit as well. So it's about $69,140,000, and that would be the purpose of the bond. So again, if you were to approve this resolution this evening, that would give us permission to let El Paso County know that we intend to be on the ballot. It's important to know that that is not binding. If you do say yes, we would let the board, or excuse me, the county know by July 26th to meet that deadline. Then on August 8th, our next board meeting, there would be 2 resolutions for you to consider. One would be the intergovernmental agreement with the county for the election, and the second would be certifying the actual ballot language. And again, if those were to be approved, then by August 27th, we would square the IGA up with El Paso County. And then by September 6th, that's really the drop dead date, if you will. That is the required deadline for the district to certify ballot language with the county. Any questions for me?
I used up all my questions on this discussion this afternoon, so I'll let any other board members ask at this point. Ms. Yanez.
Director Salt, thank you. The study session that we had, those are recorded, right, Mark? Those are not recorded. We're going to have to do it again. All those questions that we asked, well, that Mr. Salt asked, that was really helpful to just clarify the process and the why behind all of this. And so I look forward to opportunities in the future to explain, have these talking points and really go through the way we did this afternoon with our community. Thank you for making it so clear as always.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cons,
Aye.
Mrs. Shandy,
Aye.
Mr. Wilburn,
Aye.
Mrs. Yanez,
Aye.
Mr. Salt.
Aye. All right. Next, we need a motion to approve Resolution 228-24, approval of recognition of the designated election official.
Moved.
Second.
Discussion, please, Ms. Haber.
Yes, and it's again, Deputy CFO Becky Allen.
Okay. If we are going to appear on the ballot, we need a designated election official, DEO. So the resolution in front of you would go ahead and approve Tina Matson-Bonet to be the DEO and for me to be the backup.
Any questions, board? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cons,
Aye.
Mrs. Shandy,
Aye.
Mr. Wilburn,
Aye.
Mrs. Yanez,
Aye.
Mr. Salt.
Aye. All right. Mr. Belcher, how many folks do we have signed up to speak during public comment section number 2?
2 are signed up this evening.
And the board welcomes the comments of our community members. Speakers must sign up prior to 1 p.m. via an online form, and they must limit their remarks to 2 minutes or less in deference to AST 20. Speakers may offer appreciation for or criticism of school operations and programs as concern them, but are encouraged to exercise their speech rights responsibly, as they are personally responsible for any legal consequences attributable to their comments, including claims for defamation. Please keep in mind that students often attend board meetings and listen online. Speakers' remarks, therefore, should be suitable for an audience that includes kindergarten through 12th grade students, including no use of profanities or obscenities. Comments concerning personnel matters should be directed to the superintendent or board president in writing with your signature. Supplemental written materials can be given to the security guards and they will be delivered to the board secretary. The board president will recognize each speaker, and consistent with GP 4.4, comments will be curtailed if remarks or behavior becomes inappropriate. The board president may interrupt, warn, or terminate a speaker's statement that is unrelated to the business of the school district, inappropriate for K-12 students, or disruptive to an orderly, civil, and productive meeting. Thank you for your cooperation.
All right, first up is Mark Phillips, followed by Brett Dayberry. Mr. Phillips.
I just am coming. I was here last month. Just wanted to share my appreciation with everyone. The decision was made to add a second volleyball team in the district. So from all the boys that will be able to play in the future, thank you. Miss Allen, I heard you were instrumental in this. So thank you personally for that. So anyways, that's all I got. So I'll save you guys some time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brett Dayberry.
There are books rated 14 plus in our libraries available to kids 14 and under. Does D20 acknowledge that this is a problem, and does it want to solve it? Some comments from the last school board meeting provide some insight. Miss Shandy asked the direct question, and I quote, "I just want to affirm that should we decide not to hear this, we are locking in this book, The Hate We Give, into a middle school library that's a 14 plus book. That is correct, right?" To which Casey Killingsworth responded, "Yes," with a caveat that it's labeled YA. Does her response sound remotely like somebody who acknowledges that this is a problem and wants to solve it? Ms. Yanez said, "We're talking about a book that a publisher is actually recommending for 14-year-olds, and it's in a middle school. We have to do what is the safest route for all kids and all parents." Then minutes later, she voted not to hear the appeal. Does her vote on this book provide the safest route? Mr. Wilburn correctly stated, providing books that are 14 plus to an audience largely 14 minus is bordering on irresponsible. To which Mr. Salt replied, "We need to have a larger conversation." And then he immediately proceeded to the vote. Entirely independent of today's study session, that the votes of Lauren, Nicole, and Aaron at the last school board meeting resulted in the Hate U Give remaining available to 11 to 13-year-olds is reprehensible. So here we stand at the end of another year without a resolution to this issue. Amy and Derek are looking out for the protection of all students, and I commend them. This community now expects Lauren, Nicole, and Aaron to step up or to step down.
All right, thank you for your comments. Debrief. Superintendent Haber, do you have any clarifications or next steps?
No, I do not.
I'm sorry, could you say that a little? Never mind. Was our business this evening focused on activities that promote and honor our mission statement, our belief statements, and our global end statement that reminds us that all students will have the knowledge, skills, and character necessary for successful transition to the next level, and upon graduation will be fully prepared for success? Did the board hear information tonight that would require the review or revision of a policy? Did the board hear information tonight that would require a new policy? Did the board hear information tonight that the board would like to include on a future agenda? Ms. Inez.
So a couple, we had talked about putting, asking the teachers that are doing their externships to come and report back their experience. And then we didn't finish our conversation today on the library materials, so putting
We'll
that
have a
in a study
continuation.
session. Yeah.
Good call outs, thank you. Just want to let everyone know we are planning to have a special meeting June 27th. It will be a remote meeting, so do not come here. It will be online. It will take 2 minutes, maybe even less, because Mr. Smart has new administrators that were not available and ready to go for this meeting that need to have their contracts approved before their start date. So it will be a quick meeting, but it will be online. So just want to make sure everyone was aware of that. We have 2 birthdays, Miss Yanez, June 11th, and Superintendent Haber on July 4th, Independence Day. All right, we need a motion that the Board of Education convene an executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402 4F1 to discuss personnel matters related to the superintendent's annual end-of-year evaluation. The board will also confer with an attorney for the board for the purpose of receiving legal advice on policy revisions pursuant to CRS 24-6-402 4B.
Moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cons?
Aye.
Mrs. Shandy?
Aye.
Mr. Wilburn?
Aye.
Mrs. Yanez?
Aye.
Mr. Salt?
Aye. The executive session will be held in the superintendent's office, and invited to this executive session are Mr. Allen, Dr. Field, Ms. Haber, Ms. Killingsworth, Ms. Cons, Dr. Lujan Lindsay, Mr. Salt, Ms. Shandy, Ms. Thompson, Mr. Tom Weston, Mr. Wilburn, and Ms. Yanez.
Dr. Lujan Lindsay's not attending.
Okay, thank you. The regular, we peaked at almost 12 attendees online. The regular portion of the meeting is now over. We will take a quick break to clear the room and move to the superintendent's office. Thank you.